All right, 2.5, we are simplifying expressions. Okay, I passed back your work from last week. I know it's been several days, so make sure you look over those so that you can remember what we did last week.
What page are we going to be on?
We're on 2.5. You don't need to worry about it right now. Okay, some terms you need to know. You need to know what a constant is. I tell you all the time when you need to know something, or when I'm like, I don't know why they make you learn this. Okay, so a constant. Does anyone know what a constant is? Yes?
I learned about this last year.
Good.
Oh, is it like a letter?
Close.
Oh, a number?
Yes.
Oh.
They are your numbers.
Couldn't you just say numbers?
Well, you would think. But in the math world, they like to have different words for the same thing.
Why?
Oh,
Because they're weirdos.
They're like making it difficult.
okay. That's maybe all the math people could hear the video and y'all call them weirdos and making things difficult.
They are.
Okay, a term.
They make it hard for us.
A term is a constant. Constant's what again, boys and girls?
A number.
A variable. What's a variable?
A letter.
A letter.
I know that
Or the product. What's product?
one. Like an answer.
To a
The multiplication problem.
multiplication. Very good. So a constant is a number. So it's a term is a constant, a variable, or the product, meaning multiplication, of a constant and one or more variables. I'll give you examples of that. Because I know in your head you're hearing blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Not an M. That was a U.
I have no
What's
idea.
a product?
Product is here.
The answer to a multiplication problem.
Product would be like your multiplication. Constant is your number. Variable is letter. So a term is either a constant or a variable or the product of a constant and one or more variables. Okay? Now, write that down and I'm going to give you examples in just a second.
Is your home
What?
is your home okay?
My home is just fine. Thank you for asking. Okay. When you're done copying these notes, please put your pencil down or your pen down so I know that you are caught up.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have pets.
What are their names?
Okay, we're getting off track here. We need to stay focused. We're in math. Don't need to worry about the names of my pets. Okay.
All of them.
Numerical coefficient.
That's a big word.
Oh, I know. Numerical coefficient.
Sound like coffee.
No one would believe what it's like to be a teacher unless they listen to some of my videos.
I've watched some of your videos on here. We sound stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, if they were to hear this video already, the math people are stupid. They're weird. They're trying to make things hard. Miss Rogers, do you have any pets? What are their names? Oh, coefficient. That sounds like coffee.
For some reason,
See,
it reminds
Joseph
me-
knows. He's over there
no,
laughing at y'all.
coefficient reminds me of Call of Duty Black Ops.
Okay, see?
Nice.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we
That's
go.
fun.
All right, shh. Getting off track again. Getting off track. All right.
We're so
Numerical coefficient. It is a number factor
I put vendor.
accompanying the variable in a term. Okay, numerical coefficient is a number factor accompanying the variable in a term. Blah, 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 blah. It's a number and a letter.
What now?
It's a number and a letter. I'm going to show you in just a minute. It's a number and a letter. A number factor accompanying the variable in a term.
And or in?
In
Oh.
a term. And I'm about to bring it all home in one example. I'm going to put a star here. And the star's in 2 different colors because it's important. So this one example is going to explain constants. It's going to explain terms. And it's going to explain coefficients. Numerical coefficient. Numerical, that means number. It's accompanying a variable. What do you think accompanying a variable means?
It means when, like, there's a number and then a letter next.
Bingo! Accompanying by a variable, it means when a number is right next to a letter. Exactly. So this is a bunch of blah, 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 blah for stuff that you already know. For example, 3x plus 2y minus 4.
Cool.
Okay, write that down. You got it? Okay, now you don't have that down?
No, I'm just so confused on what we're gonna do here.
Okay, well, first of all, we need to talk about terms. Term says a constant, a variable, or the product of a constant and one or more variables. Guys, this, and this. Well, this should have been including the plus sign. These are your terms.
How was the -4 term?
Because that's a -4, and the -4 is a term because, look here, it can be a constant. There you go. There's your constant. And what's a constant, Tanner?
Numbers.
Look at that. This is a constant. Whoops, if I could spell correctly. Constant. So the 4 all by itself is your constant. Y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
I need y'all to first let's talk about terms. Up here it says a term can be a constant. Well, there's your constant all by itself. So that is a term. It could be a variable. Well, we don't have a variable by itself, but if I just had plus a would be your another term, it'd be your variable. Or the product of a constant and one more variable. See, that's 3 times x, correct? When they're right next to each other, that's multiplication. So the product of a constant, there's your number, and one or more variables. There's your variable. So 3 times x, 3x is a term. So there's 3 terms here, okay? Here's a constant. That 3 and that 2, those are your coefficients. Numerical coefficients. It's a number factor accompanying the variable in a term. Here's your number. I don't know why they don't say a constant, but anyway, it's a number that is accompanying a variable in a term. So it's accompanying it. So this 3 is your coefficient. The 3x is a term. This negative 4 all by itself is your constant. Now, is it going to be, are you going to fail algebra if you forget these vocabulary words?
No.
No, you're not. But after this year, you will be going to a different teacher. So if they were to say, how many terms do we have here? I don't want it to be the first time y'all hear that. They're going to expect that y'all have been taught that. So you need to know, and I'm going to be going over it, like especially terms. Coefficients, you'll be hearing that again, okay? You'll be hearing that again, Algebra 1. You'll be hearing about it again in this year. They call it leading coefficients. What? I remember Allie, when she took Dr. Gapp's math class after Algebra 1, leading coefficients, Allie, that's numbers that are with a letter. Oh, that's right. So it is, when y'all said it tries to confuse us, they try to confuse us, they're weird, by all these different words. Yeah, because leading coefficient, okay, they're talking about a number right in front of the letter. That's a little bit easier to understand. I'll tell you a little story. Allie is in, college now, and she's got a calculus class, and she was freaking out, and she said she loved how Dr. Gapp and I taught. And I said, why is that? She goes, because y'all would give us this stuff, and then she calls it dummying it down for the rest of us to understand better. And she said, Mom, it's like your intruder alert. I haven't talked to you about intruder alert yet. But I started laughing. I said, yeah. She goes, this professor goes strictly by this stuff. Does not start, giving it in another way, And she said, he doesn't talk about intruder alert. He doesn't talk the way you and Dr. Gapp do, which is hard. So Dr. Gapp and I help you all to understand all the lingo and the formal math to help you understand, well, I know what you're doing, that sort of thing. But on the flip side, she's a little lost because of that. So y'all need to make sure you kind of understand constant is the number. Term are the groups of letters and numbers, but it can also be just a number. And the coefficient is the number that's associated with the letters. Is this a numerical coefficient?
No, it's not.
No, it's not, because it's not with a letter. It's not accompanying a variable, only these two. All right, let's move on. Okay, that's a weird arrow. You're going to learn about like terms. Now this, even though I don't have a whole lot of notes today, this is extremely important. You will need to know this, like for the rest of this year, you need to understand it for next year and the rest of high school and even college. You need to know like terms. They have the same variable with the same powers. What are powers? Another word for anyone?
Kind of like,
Want to guess?
I don't know what it's called, but it's like square root type thing.
Okay, square root type things. Exponents.
Yeah. Those things.
Yeah, exactly. Square root things. Okay, like terms have the same variable with the same powers or exponents. That is very, very important. And I have kids that kind of mess up on these tests here in the beginning because they think they can combine things that they shouldn't. And I'm going to put 3 stars here because this stuff is so important. Okay, example. 7x plus 4x. 7x, and then you're going to also circle the sign in front plus 4x. They have the same variable, see, same variable, with the same powers. Like this isn't an x squared and this is an x cubed. Yes, ma'am?
Why do we have to circle the plus with it?
Because this means it's a positive 4x. So you need to make sure you do that. So 7x plus 4x is what? Anyone? Yes, ma'am?
11x.
Yep. There you go. And these are your like terms. So 7x plus 4x is 11x. These can be combined because they both have just an x, and the x's have the same powers. It's, a 1 because there's nothing there. Let's do another.
Isn't something to the zeroth power equal to 1?
Yep. 2xy plus 7xy. Are these like terms, Joseph?
Yes.
Yes, because this 2 has an xy and the 7 has an xy. It's not x squared y and x cubed y. They are exactly the same, so they can be combined. So Joseph, what would 2xy plus 7xy be?
9x1.
Exactly. Any questions? Everyone have it? All right. Now we're going to get into some weird stuff. Here's another example. If I have 2x plus 7y plus 3 minus y plus 5x. Tanner, you have a question?
No, we're solving.
Okay, first, write it down. Do you have it written all down? Okay, first of all, Tanner, how many terms are here?
5.
That's right. There are 5 terms in this problem. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do y'all see that?
Yes.
Do y'all see that? This 3 is a term. It's a constant. This negative y is a term. It's a variable. Okay, now we're going to be combining like terms. So Tanner, now guys, even Algebra 1 will tell you, you need to follow my directions on this, my tips. It will help you in the long run. So Tanner, which terms can I combine? Which are like terms?
7y and y.
Okay, so she's correct. The 7y and the negative y can be, so look what I'm doing. I'm circling the 7y with the plus sign, and I'm circling the negative y with the circle. You are too.
And then 2x and 5x.
That's right. So I'm not circling the 2x and 5x this time because it's different. I'm boxing it with the sign in front.
And then 3 is just on its own.
3 is on its own, so I'm doing a squiggly thing around it. So now if you look, the things that are circled can be combined. The things in a box can be combined, and that 3 is all by itself. So we are going to rewrite it, and you're doing it like I'm telling you. We're going to start with let's start with the 2x. We'll go in alphabetical order. So you're going to put in parentheses. I have 2x, and look, I'm crossing it out because it'll help you not get confused. Plus 5x. crossing it out. Always put a plus sign in between your parentheses. Always put a plus sign. Even my 8th grade will tell you. Now I have 7y minus y. Cross out. And the only thing I have left is a plus 3. So sit back and look and see if you have questions as to what I did. Yes, Tanner.
I have a question for the future. How are we going to do 7y minus y?
Okay, if I don't have a number in front of the variable, what do I pretend is there?
1.
You can put in a little 1.
Oh, okay.
Good question. Does anyone have questions as to what we did? Yes, ma'am?
Well, that's what we did, but like it's what it says. Would it be 7y times negative 1y?
No, because if you remember when I wrote it all out originally, everything was adding and subtracting.
That always confuses me. Because
I know, it confuses a lot of
some
people.
of them, it's like it's negative y, some of it's subtraction.
Right.
It's like,
That's why I have my students include the sign right before it so that you know it's like a positive or a negative.
so it is a negative.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as, it's a negative.
Oh yeah, because it'd be.
All right, so
7y.
Tanner, what's 2x plus 5x?
7x.
7x. What is 7y minus 1y, Tanner?
6y.
And then we can't combine this with anything, so there you go. That is your answer, boys and girls.
You don't keep going. Oh,
You
wait,
can't
yeah.
keep going because there's no other like term in there. I have students that will get to this point and then start combining these. I'm like, no. You can stop there because you can't combine any of these. They're not like terms.
Because the variables.
Any question? All right. Writing algebraic expressions. This is easy. Writing algebraic expressions. One is you're going to write terms in descending order according to exponents of variables. So you're going to write each term, we talked about how there's 5 terms up here, in descending order according to the exponents of the variables. For example, and I'll let y'all catch up, 3x squared plus 5x plus 7. And you know that the constant is always last.
What's the difference? Oh, the constant is just the number.
What if you have more than one? They're both one.
They'll be combined as like terms.
Oh yeah. But it's still the last for your answer.
What
Uh-huh.
if there is no constant?
Then you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so notice it says x squared is first, and then they did the x. That's what they're talking about in descending order according to the exponents of the variables. So the 3x squared and the 5x cannot be combined because this is an x squared and this is an x1, so it can't be added or subtracted. This is not a like term, but it's in descending order. This is x squared, this would be x to the 1 power, so it has to be written this way. Yes.
So isn't that your answer?
Yes, but you have to write it in this way.
Yeah,
2.
can you write the one above it? above.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you still get it correct.
Yeah. Write terms in ABC order
Alphabetically.
according, to variables. So for example, 5R plus 8S minus 2R plus 3S. Hold on. Write that down. That's how you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how many terms are there?
4.
That's right. Y'all see that? There are 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all see that? Kelly, do you see that?
Yes.
4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I tell you, which ones can be combined as like terms?
5R,
I'm going to put a circle.
and then, well, technically, yeah, negative 2R,
Perfect. And I'm including that negative with the circle.
and then positive 8S,
That's going to be a square.
and then positive 35, or 3S.
There you go, 3S.
I suppose.
My handwriting is not the best.
I was looking at it, yeah.
Okay, so now your eyes are drawn to the things that are your like terms. These two can be combined, and then these and the square can be combined. So I'm going to rewrite it, and I'm crossing it out as I do it so I don't get confused. 5R minus 2R, cross out. I tell you, what sign do I put between parentheses?
Addition.
Addition. 8S plus 3S. So Taya, what is 5R plus 2R? 5R minus 2R.
3R,
3R. What is 8S plus 3S?
11S,
Now, question. R and S. Which comes first in ABCs? Taya.
S,
So is this
Or
written
R.
correctly?
R, yeah, because R goes right before S.
Okay, so is this written correctly?
Yes.
Okay, then,
Oh, you have to make sure that it's in, alphabetical.
yeah, the letters have to be in the correct order.
So if it's not, you just rearrange it.
That's right.
And that's for all of us.
Yep. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, open up your books to page, Okay, you need to say something. Page 65, and you were just sitting there, right? Hurry up, Kelly, because we got to move on. Open up to page 65. I think you guys are ready to go. We're going to do 4 examples, and I'm setting you free. You got it, Kelly?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'm going to jump right to 14, because I think you guys are ready.
Yay.
And Kelly, I'm going to start with you.
4.
So 14 is B plus 19 minus 5B minus 7. So Kelly, you tell me what terms I can combine.
Write it down first. So first you want to combine. So I have a 1 to the B.
Well, okay, you can add a 1 to the B, so you know that that's 1B. So, but which terms can I combine?
5B.
Negative 5B and what?
Then 9 plus 19.
Well, what else can be combined with negative 5b? What else can I circle?
1b.
That's right. So these two we can combine. What else? So, are there any other terms that can be combined?
19 and -7.
Okay, so I'm putting, since that's different than the b's, I'm putting a box. So, Kelly, tell me how to write this. In parentheses, what do I put?
In parentheses you put, wait, is it 19 first or b first?
It doesn't matter.
1b.
1b, cross out. Then what?
Then you put -5b.
Yep, and cross out. What do I put in between parentheses?
A plus sign.
Plus sign. And then what do I do?
Plus 19
And
-9.
-7. Cross out. So, Kelly, what is 1b minus 5b?
It's -4b.
Don't forget the letter. Very good.
Is it okay if I only put B?
Yes. What is 19 minus 7, Kelly?
8.
Nope.
Sorry. 14.
Nope.
12.
12. Very good.
I got 14.
Notice that the constant that's all by itself is at the end.
Yeah.
Any questions? All right, Madeline. 18. Y plus 11 minus 5y plus 4 minus 3y. What can I combine?
You can circle all the ones with a line.
Yep. Make sure you include the sign right before them. Now what do I do?
Then you circle the ones with nothing.
With
I mean,
the-
box them.
Okay, box the ones without a variable, she's saying. Include the sign. Okay, in the parentheses, what do I put?
Y,
And cross out,
and then -5y.
and cross out,
Put a weird y. And then -3y.
and cross out. What sign do I put in between parentheses?
A plus.
And then what do I put here?
Then you put a line. And +4.
All right. So Madeline, y minus 5y minus 3y, what do you get? Yeah, go ahead.
-8y.
Close.
I mean, negative.
It's negative for sure.
Yeah.
We have, remember this is a 1.
Oh, -7. Huh?
There you go, negative 7y plus, what's 11 plus 4?
15.
15. Any questions? Yes.
Oh, she's gonna put the next one.
I got Joseph doing the next one. Any questions about how they got this? All right. 20, Joseph. 6w minus 8x, that's an x, minus 2w plus 3 minus 4x. That's an x. So Joseph, once you have it written down, tell me what my like terms are.
It's -8x and -4x.
Good. All right.
And then we have 6w and -2w. And then we've got +3.
Plus 3 is all by itself. All right, Joseph, tell me what to combine. Or what to put in the first parentheses?
Negative 8x
Cross it out,
plus negative 4.
or minus 4x. Cross out. What do I put in between parentheses?
Plus
Plus.
6w
Cross out.
minus 2w
Cross out. And then what do I have at the end?
plus 3.
Plus 3. Good job. So Joseph, what is negative 8x minus 4x? Or negative 8x and negative 4x?
Negative 12x
Bingo. Negative 12x plus
4w
4w
plus 3.
plus 3. Is that in alphabetical order, the x and the w? Huh?
Now
How should the answer be written?
4w plus negative 12x plus 3.
Perfect.
Why do we put it in parentheses?
You don't have to. Or 4w minus 12x plus 3. Any questions? Yes.
Why did you put minus?
Right here? Same thing.
Plus a negative. Oh, yeah. This.
Any questions? All right, I'm setting you free. Natalia, you have a question?
No, I should have did. I think you said you're doing 4.
I changed my mind. You're doing page 65. You're doing numbers 13 through 23 odd. That's due Thursday. Your test is, and you can get started. Your test is Tuesday.
Oh, that's all we got to do today?
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 problems.
Yep. Wait, 6. 2, 4, 6.
Are we ever going to bring back gray paper?